I am Chris Thomas, and I was born here in Findlay, Ohio. I went to Findlay High School, graduated in '99. I now own CT Construction. I'm married to my wife Summer, and we have a little girl named Layla, who is 9 weeks old. She was born on December 17th of 2007, and we are members of Gateway. You know, being the middle child, through everything growing up, I was always, you know, if there was a conflict or if there was a fight between the three of us, my brother and sister, I was always the one to smooth things over. Sometimes I was the instigator. It seemed like I let high school dictate who I was, and my friends around me dictate who I was. And so I started drinking a lot and going to a lot of parties, and that's just what my life revolved around at that point. And there was a few times where I got in trouble, and a good friend, Paul Masurlian, would come on board, and I've known him since I was in 6th grade, and he would try to straighten me out, and he would show me, you know, scripture and talk to me about what it was that I shouldn't be doing and the things that I should be doing. And he was a great influence, but I took him for granted. After graduation, I ended up moving to Bowling Green because my dad and I got in a fight over that sort of stuff. So I moved to Bowling Green with a friend of mine who was a year older, and lived there for 2 years. It was just a big party. That's what my life was. Every weekend was, you know, drinking and partying, and that's just what it was for me. And my mom was always telling me, you know, the things that I was doing were leading me nowhere, and I was going in the wrong direction, which was true, and I just didn't see it at that time because I was having fun. I slept in my car for a month and a half until about the beginning of May when my wife now, Summer, contacted me and we met. We've been friends for years. We met in 6th grade at St. John's Mennonite Church out in Pandora. And so we've stayed in contact all this time, and we've always been good friends, never dated just because we were in different schools, but always had a good friendship. She told me about how she was going to go to Alaska to be a counselor at a kids camp, a youth camp, a Christian camp in Juneau. And I thought, you know, I need to go. I want to go. I have to get out of Findlay. She told me if I didn't smoke or drink for 24 hours that she would help me get an application to Alaska. She thought I was crazy. But God, for some reason, and you know, it was all in His timing and His plan for me to go to Alaska. And probably 3 weeks before I went to Alaska, you know, I made the decision in my room at night, me and God, that it was time for me to just make that decision, surrender, to stop trying on my own, because I was screwing up. I mean, it was like I had nowhere else to go, and that's where He wanted me. So I had hit rock bottom, and that's when I, you know, accepted Christ and got saved, and that's when my life was flipped upside down. Got to Alaska, met some awesome guys, and those people were just huge impacts in my new Christian life. You know, showing me how to be a Christian, how to live life, how to be sober, be, you know, happy who I was and not need drugs, alcohol, swearing, you know, all the things that my life was about. When I look back 7 years ago, the spot where I was at, you know, rock bottom, sleeping in my car, being totally selfish. It was God who was, you know, working on me, you know, shaping me and drawing me to Him. He has promised forgiveness. He has promised salvation. He hasn't promised total happiness here on earth. Things are going to go great all the time. But day in and day out, He provides, He gives hope, and what more can you ask for?